Shri Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha. Param Yat Samudras Himadres Chaiva Dakshinam Varsham Tad Bharatam Nama Bharati Yatra Santatihi. Welcome to all for this session on Skanda Purana to chapter 8 of the Kaumarika Khanda under Maheshwara Khanda. In previous chapter, we were listening to the story of King Indradyumna who was told by Brahma to go to the earth and restore his lost dignity and his lost fame. And then, when Indradyumna came down to the earth after nearly 100 kalpas, he consulted Rishi Markandeya, who was there since 7 kalpas. But Rishi Markandeya did not know anything about King Indradyumna. And then both of them together went to the Bhaka Nadijangha, who was there since last 14 kalpas, and even he told that he don't know anything and he never heard of King Indradyumna. And then when King Indradyumna asked about his long life, he told the story of how Kambala Puja of Mahadeva made him having long life. At the same time, because of his deceit, because of his cheating to the sage Galava, he has been cursed to become the shape and form of the throne, and that will come to an end only when he is instrumental and help restoring the fame of Indradyumna. Narada continued the story. On hearing the words uttered by the queen Nadijangha, the king became extremely miserable in the company of Markandeya. On seeing the king miserable with tears in the eyes, the sage, who too was equally sorry, spoke to the queen on his behalf. O highly fortunate bird, after creating hope in Indradyumna, I came here along with him to you, hoping that since we too are long lived, we may know Indradyumna partially. His purpose is not achieved. He will give up his life by entering fire, since he has come to the stage of frustration and dejection. He approached me, I approached you, but his desire was not fulfilled. So I shall follow him. I adjure you with death. Good people cannot tolerate seeing that the person who has been given hope and allowed to come near is disappointed, when hence death is far better than life. What he had in his heart was requested for by him, and it was promised by me, keeping it in my mind. You, my friend of very long life, in the matter of knowing him, there is no purpose in my long life since I was not able to accomplish what had been promised. O friend, now it fulfills the hope and desire of those who request for help by deception alone. If what is promised is carried out, the state of being a slave in the village of the meanest folk is praiseworthy in the case of all men, as in the case of Harishchandra. Not sticking to truthfulness is not praiseworthy at all. O Mitra, friend, Mitra is a synonym of Sneha, affection. Mitra is friend and it's a synonym of Sneha, the affection, and that is known as Saptapada, affected by speaking 7 words or going 7 steps together. Of what nature is that affection which is not perceptible towards a distressed friend? Hence I shall gather together means of making fire along with this king for the sake of one whose body is renowned. This is true, O friend. Allow me to go, O highly fortunate Nadijangha, O most excellent one among birds. This is my last meeting with you. Narada then said, he heard these words uttered by Markandeya, which were as unbearable as thunderbolt. He meditated for a moment, then apparently pleased, he spoke to them. Nadijanga then said, if it is so, O excellent sage, prevent this friend of yours from entering the fire now. There is a person who has lived longer than I. He is an old named Prakarakarna on the mountain Shiva Parvata, that is Kailasa. He will know King Indradyumna certainly. Hence, I shall go to that mountain and the abode of Shiva along with you and this king for the sake of accomplishing the task of our friend. After he had said this, those three leading Dvijas, means twice born, a bird, a Brahmana, a Kshatriya, went to Kailasa and saw that all staying in his own nest. With due welcome and honor, he received them. Baka was asked about the other two. He then told him about everything that they wanted. You are long lived. If you know King Indradyumna, tell us there is something to be done by knowing it. We three will then remain alive. On being asked thus, the owl became sad because it had to accomplish the task of a friend but could not do so. He said, I do not know King Indradyumna. 28 kalpas have passed since I was born on this earth. This King Indradyumna was neither heard of nor seen on this earth. On hearing this, the king was surprised that the span of his life was so great. Although he was sad, he asked the owl about his longevity. If your life is so long, say how it was obtained by you. How did you get this excessively contemptible state of an owl? Prakarakarna said, listen, O gentle sir, how I got a long life. It was due to the worship of Shiva. This contemptible form of an owl is due to the curse of a great sage. Formerly, I was a Brahmana born in the family of Vasistha. I was well known as Ghanta. I was engaged in the worship of Shiva at Varanasi. I habitually listened to the discourses on Dharma in assembly of good men. I heard the mode of worshipping. I worshipped Lord Shiva with unbroken Bilva leaves. Neither jasmine, nor mandara, nor lotus, nor mallika are just such a favorite of enemy of Madana, that is Lord Shiva, as Trivriksha or Bilva. If a single unbroken Bilva leaf, because leaf is always available as a cluster of three leaves. Unbroken Bilva leaf is placed on the head of Shiva. The merit of worship with 100,000 flowers is obtained. One can live for 100,000 years in heaven by worshipping the Linga faithfully with unbroken Bilva leaves brought by oneself. Hearing this from good scriptures, I used to worship Ishvara faithfully twice a day with Bilva leaves, each being a cluster of three leaves. Then, at the end of 100 years, the moon crested Lord became satisfied. He appeared before me and spoke to me in a voice as majestic as the sound of cloud. Ishvara then said, O eminent Brahmana, I am satisfied and delighted with your worship with the Bilva leaves. Choose what you desire, which I shall give unto you, even if it is very difficult to get. I get extremely great satisfaction and delight when I am worshipped with even a single unbroken bilva leaf, not so with crores of other flowers, etc. On being told thus by Lord Shambhu, I chose the boon that had been in my mind. O Lord, make me an immortal one, devoid of old age. Then the Lord with sportive grace said to me unhesitatingly, so it shall be, and vanished. I derived great delight and pleasure. I knew myself to be the most blessed and contented on the earth. At this time itself, there was certain Brahmana born in the family of Bhrigu, virtuous and meritorious in the course of three births. He was an Aktavit, and it is conversant with the sense organs as well as akshara savit, one who knows the letters and their meaning of, or one who knows the imperishable one. Actually, it is being mentioned as Vidya, conversant with sense of organs, as well as Vidya, one who knows the letters and their meaning, or one who knows the imperishable one. Chaste woman, well reputed as Sudarshana, was his beloved wife. She was the daughter of Devala. She was unparalleled on the earth in regard to her beauty. She used to be joyous at the sight of her husband on seeing his face. In her, he begot a daughter who was considered not different from her mother. She, the girl, ceased to be a child when and was heading towards her youthful days in form and features. The father was unable to give the daughter endowed with all good qualities to anyone. She was seen by me at the time of transition from one stage to another when she was changing from childhood to the maidenhood. She was very charming due to the emotions and sentiments of the developing youthfulness awakening in her. Two stages had a happy mingling in her body like that of a rice and gingerly seeds. All the other emotions and sentiments were being expelled from her body. She was playing along with her friends. She was like a doll of excessive beauty. O Brahmana, on seeing the slender waisted body lady with shapes and features not to be found in others, I thought thus the creator by whom she has been made is a different one. Thereupon I was made an object of sattvika bhavas, that is, external symbols of inner feelings such as perspiration, hair standing on end through till, etc., by the flower board god of love, that is Kamadeva, after sportingly hitting me with arrows. Then her friend was asked by me in faltering speech, whose daughter is she? She said, she is the daughter of a Brahmana belonging to the family of Brigu. She has not yet been married to anyone. She has come here to play. Extremely struck and hurt by the flower arrowed Lord Kama with volley of arrows, I went to her father, a scion of Brigu family. Bowing down to him, I requested him to give that girl to me. On coming to know that I was equal to them in conduct and nobility, that is a family status, that I was seeking her earnestly, he gave her to me verbally in the first instance. Whereupon the daughter of Bhargava heard that she had been given to an ugly Brahmana from persons who were speaking about it. Lamenting, she said to her mother, see what has been done by the father. By giving me to such a bridegroom, a very improper thing has been perpetrated by my father. I shall stir poisonous liquid and drink it, or I shall enter fire. It is better I will never become the wife of an ugly husband at any cost. Afterwards, the mother enlightened her daughter and spoke to Bhargava with insistence our daughter should not be given to an ugly man. After hearing the words of the beloved wife and after going through the treatises on Dharmashastra, he decided thus if a better bridegroom arrives, he can take away the girl offered verbally to me. It is only after the foot has been placed on the rocky slab at the seventh step that there shall be a culmination, that is ratification of the marriage ceremony. This is also in the tradition. It is called as Saptapadi. Only when the Saptapadi ceremony is done, it is considered that the marriage has been completed. So since that has not been done, it's only verbally been accepted for the marriage, so he could break that verbal acceptance. After deciding thus, the Brahmana gave the daughter to another person on the day previous to the actual marriage. Entire thing was heard by me. Therefore, I got extremely ashamed in front of the friends. O gentle sir, I was unable to show my face, very much afflicted with lust. I objected her late in the night when she was asleep. I took her to a lonely place, very difficult to be approached, and performed the rite of marriage in accordance with the Gandharva form of marriage, and carried out what was desired in the heart. Although the lass did not like it, I forcibly had sexual intercourse with her. Her father came closely behind. In the morning of the next day, he came there surrounded by some Brahmanas. On seeing his daughter married, Bhargava, who was infuriated, he cursed me, O gentle sir. Bhargava said, since my daughter was married by you through the rite of Nishachara, the night wanderer or a demon, you shall, O sinner, become a long Nishachara. On being cursed thus, I bowed down to him after clasping his feet. Alas, alas, said I in faltering tone and with eyes filled with tears. Thereafter I said, why do you curse me, though I am free from blame? In fact, your daughter was in the first instance given to me verbally by you. The girl was married by me. Smriti says that gifting away can take place only once. Kings speak out only once, learned men speak out only once, girls are offered in marriage only once. These three are to take place only once. Your honor cursed me in vain. Let this be pondered over. The evil minded one who, after having given away the daughter verbally, backs out of his promise later on, falls into a hell. This is decided in the sacred treatises. On hearing it, he came to the conclusion that my words were true. He mentally repented. The sage then spoke to me thus: my words cannot be otherwise. You will become an owl, O excellent Brahmana. Even an owl is called Nishachara, the night wanderer. Then you become one helping in recognizing, when you become one helping in recognizing Indradyumna, O Brahmana, you will regain your virginal form. So said he to me. Simultaneously, with the utterance of those words by him, I obtained this oldhood. So many days in human reckoning have passed by equivalent to 28 days of Brahma, which is equivalent to 28 kalpas. Formerly, I gained a very long life by means of worshipping the moon crested Lord with the leaves of Bilva tree. Now, due to this sage curse, this contemptible form of Nishachara, the owl, became mine on the banks of the river Mandakini and the mountain Kailasa. Thus ended chapter 8 of Kaumarika Khanda under the Maheshwara Khanda of Skanda Purana. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puramasini, Swamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.